good. I'm so excited about it.
It's a whole store just for
meringues. Well, there are probably
is the store
other
called
things
the
too.
last 30 minutes of it?
It is in my brain. No, but I love meringues. I love a meringue.
It's just like whipped eggs and
it's
sugar?
just sugar. It's just sugar in like fluffy form.
They are pretty good.
Egg whites, right?
Yeah,
dissolves
it's egg
in your
whites
mouth.
and sugar, and then they bake it, so it's
Yeah.
like crispy. But it's
Does
like,
it have like a little chew to it?
yeah, in
Yeah.
the middle. It's so good, and I'm so excited. Not to rush us, but like I
did a
will be
shorter
looking
app-
up the hours of this store to make sure I can get myself a meringue.
Hell yeah.
Did you find it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Instagram marketing
It
works.
like a motherfucker.
Actually, it's because a friend posted a picture of it.
But
Even
But
still,
still,
yeah.
but
you're
you were like,
what is that?
You're like, can like look at it and sort
Yeah.
of like salivate a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything that I bought recently is
Especially
off of
for
Instagram.
food.
I bought
Yeah.
some moisturizer off Instagram last night at
Oh,
like 2
yeah.
in the morning.
I bought those shoes and then just ordered 2 other pairs the other day.
Of the same shoes?
No, I mean, well, one of them is the same shoe, but like they have different colors. And then I also bought a high top version.
Hell yeah, dude.
What colors you
Get them
get?
out. Get them out.
What colors did I get? One is like a charcoal with like an orange lace.
Nice.
And the other one is like sort of a wine. The high top one's sort of like a wine
Nice.
with a
Oh,
white.
hell
Can't
yeah.
wait,
What
can't wait for the
brand?
debut, baby.
Allbirds.
Oh, nice. I've heard of
Allbirds,
Allbirds.
yeah.
Promo code WHATDAD.
Yeah.
I bought
cool.
some Israeli beard oil. Instagram.
Problematic.
Yeksheveh.
Yeah,
Lilac,
that's
lilac and
problematic.
bergamot. No, I'm a big old war
Is it
hog.
made from dead Palestinians?
Palestine is a created place. It's not real. Anyway, it smells amazing. They also make a hair paste. I was putting it in my hair. This happened recently at work. It was
You know what,
very
there's-
embarrassing. This guy came up to me. He's like, "You got
hair
something in
paste.
your hair." And I was like, "Oh, it's probably like dog hair or something like that because my dog sheds a lot, or like fuzz or something like that." And he reaches up and he pulls away like just a little daub of this like white waxy paste.
no.
And I was like, "It's hair stuff, I swear." And then I like smeared it. I'm like, "See, it smells good. It's not cum." It's not cum.
This is so embarrassing. One time I went on a date with someone, and they had a
That
lot
is
of
really
hair
Please have
gel.
cum. Please have cum on them. Please have cum on them. Please have cum on them.
They had a lot of hair gel in their hair, so I just took some and put it in my bangs.
I see what you did
And
there.
extra hair.
I
That is
went-
Flash
cute.
forward 20 years. You won an Oscar.
Did Cameron Diaz win an
No,
Oscar?
but that
Peter Farrelly.
Farrelly brother did.
Yeah, I was just doing There's Something About Mary. That didn't really happen to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never been on a date.
Peter Farrelly has an Oscar.
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
That's
fucked
just
up.
crazy.
Well, you know what?
The guy that made
We
Stuck on
live
You.
in the dumbest timeline.
Yeah.
A lot of idiots have
Everything
Oscars.
is
True.
gonna get
True.
stupider. Oh, child, things are gonna get stupider.
We have a guest today. Do we want to say that? Do we want to say that yet?
We're not there yet. It's not
Well, I
the
know,
time
but she's
where we
singing.
do.
Well,
the
fuck
guest
it.
is singing.
Who's to say we can't be there? Welcome back to We Are Definitely Afraid of the Dark, the scary movie podcast for people who are scared of everything. My name is Stephen Smith. I'm scared of everything.
I'm Emma Holder. I'm more scared of more things.
No truer week than this week to say that. Yeah.
I have.
Opinions?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
And I'm Tim Curry. Beep, beep, Richie.
Oh, that's fun. That was a good one.
That was a good one?
Yeah.
But his real name is Kyle.
But his
It's
name is
Kyle,
Kyle Ryan. He's a
I'm a
horror
big
shirt.
red
But
boy.
as Emma mentioned, we do have really like, make sure you're in a comfortable place, get something to eat, get a nice like beverage, settle in. It's gonna be a good one.
Yes.
A returning guest, one of our original guests.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Our comedic partner in crime. What?
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry. I was going to say our first guest, right?
Was I?
Oh, first
Yeah.
actual guest.
First actual
Oh,
guest.
hell yeah.
From all the way back, episode 2.
Yeah.
She's
Attack
an
of the
improviser.
Clones.
She's a
Oh,
comedian.
yeah.
She writes sketches. She's an actress. She's a genius. Nicole Russell.
Oh my God.
Boom, 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 boom.
Can I
Can
just
I
get
just
you to like hype me up
ask
every
a-
morning?
Are we supposed to yell into microphones?
No, you're not.
Is it going to be okay?
Or you're also not supposed to
Should I
yell in
scoot
apartments.
it? Should I scoot
Oh,
it
sorry.
back?
My bad.
It's whatever. It's like 3
whatever.
p.m.
Well, there
Yeah,
is
who
this
gives a shit?
software. This software will go like on a
fix
regular
it?
basis. It'll be like, "Hey, you're peaking. Did you know that your entire recording session is constantly peaking?" And I'm like, "Thanks. Ignore it.
We love being true.
We live in the
Lindy
red."
West, shrill, so excited. I am excited
That
to
show
watch
looks
that show.
really good.
Yeah,
That does
me
look
too.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. All right.
That's been our podcast.
Anybody else
Watch
excited
Maine.
about any upcoming shows? What were we talking about before we just introed?
I don't remember.
We were talking about a lot.
We were talking
I'm like
about,
lightheaded now.
Me too.
We were talking about Oscars and how Peter Farrell.
Oh, yeah.
gave-
And
Has
then
anybody
I-
seen
has
Green
one.
Book?
No,
No.
my
No.
mom
No.
has,
And I
she
won't.
loved it.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, wow.
that's
Moms
something
love
that
it.
you need to know.
Moms love it.
Moms
Yeah.
love it. Choosy moms choose Green Book.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back. We're doing it. So it's a new month. What is our theme, Kyle? I'll
Our theme this
give
month
you the honor of
is Stephen King.
Yeah.
We're going to Castle Rock. We're going to Derry. We're going to Maine. It's your number one Maine podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Maine Talk.
Okay, I'm sorry. If we're gonna do main talk, though, I need to do it.
No, I'm gonna main-splain.
I'm going to mainstream.
I'm the one from Maine.
Okay. Emma, just pipe down. The three of us are going to do our best Maine accents, and I want you to rank us from
Okay.
best to worst, and
Rank us on a scale
and then
of-
just give us some pointers.
Rank us
Okay.
on a scale of Stephen King to fucking me. Yeah, someone not from Maine.
Yeah, just some British
I
actors
couldn't
playing
name
a
one
Maine.
person not from Maine.
I'll think
Everybody's from Maine.
it's true.
Oh, goddamn.
No, famous people from Maine.
Oh,
Patrick Dempsey,
cute.
Oh,
Patrick
McDermott.
Dempsey.
Yeah, never mind,
Uh,
Stephen. We're not going to
Judd
do that.
Nelson,
Judd Nelson.
also from
Lot of-
he and I are from the same hometown.
Lots of people with dark hair.
Liv Tyler went to my school.
Dark hair.
Dark
But
hair.
she's not from Maine. She lived there for
The cold
a few
weather.
years.
Sucks all the blonde out of.
Yeah, sucks the blonde right out.
She went to my
Well, I
school.
love that just completely ignores that, like, Steven Tyler is also a famous
No,
person who
he
is her
didn't live
father.
there.
No, they're Boston. Aerosmith's Boston, I think.
And he
right?
didn't live
Well,
there.
then she
Yeah, no,
doesn't
I know,
have
that's what I'm
true Maine
saying.
blood.
She lived there with her mom before she found out Steven Tyler was her dad.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
wow.
I didn't know
She
that.
didn't
Daddy's
find out
little
till middle
cutie.
school.
She's from Maine. Did you know that fact? I don't know. I don't know any
And I
Aerosmith
don't
songs.
think she grew up in Maine.
Nantucket
She lived
Boogie.
there for like 4 or 5 years. So I don't want to claim her as a Mainer.
Yeah, don't.
But we went to the same school.
Okay. Well, okay. Which
Not
of
at
the
the same
three of
time.
us can you claim as a Mainer? And here we go. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
No, Kyle, go last.
Oh,
I want to go last because I don't know what a Maine accent
Do
really
you guys
sounds
do I.
need me to do one first?
No.
No.
I think we
We
should
don't
just
try to
have
mimic
to.
it.
I think we should just
What we
have.
think Maine
I would
is.
go so far as to say is y'all should plug your
Oh
ears.
no! Okay, this is the second time I've had to do an accent on a podcast. So humiliating.
No. Noma Garcia Parra has been traded. That's her phrase. That's her.
Garcia.
That's her. That's your like key phrase, right? Or like you just heard
That's
somebody
part
say
of it.
somebody
That's most of it.
Okay.
I legit heard someone say that in a hardware store.
I was gonna say in a family-owned hardware store.
I don't know if it was.
No, Maine.
I don't know if it was family owned.
Noma Garcia Parra got traded.
Are the Kennedys from Maine?
Why are you making it sound like it has
Sound accurate?
the Kennedys are from Massachusetts.
Oh.
But I will say this. The Boston accent and the Maine accent are not that different.
Okay.
But they are different.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
I've done mine.
Okay.
Nicole, you can go last.
Okay.
We're gonna give you a privileged spot.
Thank you.
okay.
Hit it, baby.
And we all have to use the same phrase. I'm going to make that decision right
Oh,
now.
what did we? Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
God, this is hard. This sucks. Noma Garcia Parra got traded.
That sounded good to me.
That sounded
That was
good.
pretty good.
Oh, damn it!
Everyone's gonna laugh at me. Okay, wait. Okay,
Close your eyes. We'll all close our eyes.
we're
yeah,
not
everyone look away,
listening.
yeah. Wait, what's the?
I'm
Well, I
actually
have to
closing my
listen.
eyes.
Nomar Garcia. What is it?
Nomar Garcia Parra
Got traded.
got traded.
Got traded.
Nomar Garcia Parra got traded. Clam chowder.
Okay.
Lobster boat.
Lobster.
Lobster boat.
Nor'easter.
I'm big on
Yeah.
I'm very, very sorry, Stephen, you lose.
Yin's guys got the clan, I imagine. There's probably a pretty active clan up there.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
totally.
I'm
Anywhere
sure.
where it's
He
gray
passed me
and
some of
wet.
that whiz cheese.
Anywhere where it's gray and wet.
Is
Yeah,
the clan?
it's clan.
I think the clan is everywhere.
Always canceling those cross burnings. They're like, it's raining. Okay.
I don't think it's super active in the Northeast, but,
All right, brag much.
but I'm sure it's there. Anyway, fun topic.
Wait, no, who wins?
Second place, first place.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I
Sorry.
didn't lose.
So I assume I'm like extra first place, 0 place.
No, I told you were last.
Closest to the
I said
top.
you were last first.
Emma, thanks for this trophy. It's a lobster. I love it.
Oh no, it's still alive. My lips. Yeah, that's fun.
I love radio play.
Object do it for us. Do a dead ass good one.
Geez, I can't believe Nomar Garcia Parra got traded.
It just sounds like
good.
Emma.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. You
I
got
mean, you have a twinge.
Stuck marbles in my mouth. All of my childhood to not have a Maine accent.
That is horrible. Like, I'm sorry that you felt so.
Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to
Sorry
be an
for your Maine
actor,
accent.
and I didn't want to have an accent.
Yeah.
Nobody even told me that I had an accent growing up. I thought I was.
I mean, I
speaking
didn't.
normally.
So you're Michigan, right?
Uh-huh.
So when does it come out? Like cookie,
When I say
you
words
pop?
like, well, especially comes out when I say, well, I don't say pop anymore because I got shamed out of it.
Good.
But I do say, no, pop is a great word.
No, you
but I
should be
do say
ashamed.
Now
talent.
you just say Fago.
Like talent, mom, people hear it.
Wait, what was the first one? Talent?
Talent.
Talent?
Like a talent show.
I usually say talent though if I'm like not paying
Talent.
attention.
Bag.
Bag.
Bag. Yeah.
Pillow. Sometimes if I don't pay attention.
Is it Pello? Like Pellow?
Yeah, pillow.
Pillow.
Milk. Mom. Mom.
We love it.
Welcome to the Accent Podcast.
This is the accent hour.
You're truly in hell every time you spill milk on your pillow when your hair's around.
No.
So here's the thing about the Maine accent that I will say
Oh, thank God we're back.
is probably true in a lot of places, but people of our generation don't have it as much.
Don't you think it's TV?
It's
Yes.
TV, internet.
And it's like probably because people go to school halfway across the country now.
Yeah.
What's
Totally.
weird is there are people in my age that do still have it,
Who've
and
been
it
there their whole life.
seems to be kind of like maybe a class thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like
Well, that's true. Like in a lot of cities, like
Yeah.
you know, in like the UK, like London accents are different than like if you go out to the States.
Yeah, we were talking about this movie
Yeah.
that I don't know if we ever actually watched the trailer, but it's like a zombie movie that's just chavs. Like all of the zombies are chavs.
oh no, we didn't get to watch it, and I want to.
But I'm just like, wait, what? Like, so it's just basically like class fear mixed with zombies,
Ooh,
and
we
they're all
love
just
it.
poor, and they're like in tracksuits, like coming after you. Like, yeah,
Yes.
Well, so when I lived in England, I took an acting class with all English people and me, and they were all from different places around the country. Of England, and then
There's one Welsh
it was
scumbag.
wild, like the variety of accents in these 8 people, and they could pinpoint not
Yeah.
only like what town you're from, but
Right,
like
totally.
what tax bracket you're in.
Well, see, it makes sense to me in the U.S. because it's huge that like everybody's so far flung. But on the little postage stamp of an island, it's really wild.
It
So
is
there's
funny.
like other factors at work. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's all that conquering.
Yeah, years of empire.
yeah.
And just like deeply, deeply rooted tiers of class.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's everyone's favorite accent?
Oh, this seems problematic.
Lately, I'm Philly. Lately,
Yeah,
I'm
Philly.
like Philly
It's
accent.
hard Philly.
Is
What's
so
a
good.
Philly accent?
It's like wood. It's like
Orange.
Oh yeah,
wooder, and it's like this
Orange.
like
guys. Hey, guys.
yeah, it's like sort of surfery to me. It sounds
a little
that's how it
bit.
sounds to
It's
me.
a little,
it's weird.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
it.
sorry. I could literally talk about accents. till I'm
Irish,
blue in the
Irish
face.
all the way. I love an Irish accent. It just
okay.
feels like home.
I mean, yeah.
I am 1/16 Irish, I think, maybe even more. So just
I mean,
reminds me.
I love when I went to London. I was like, wow, everyone is so charming and nice, and I just realized it was probably just because they were speaking to me in a British accent. I was like, wow, everyone here is so fucking polite and nice, and they're like, get out the way, bitch, and I'm like, wow,
You ran into British ludicrous.
yeah,
Hey, move, bitch. Get
I'm
out the
gonna
way.
throw my elbows.
You ran into Chris London Bridges.
get out the way.
I mean,
bitch.
it's good. You did it, baby.
I feel good, baby.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I feel good.
What's everybody's Adderall switch? We locked and loaded.
I didn't take
I'm
any
locked and roll.
today, so
I got 30 milligrams pumping
Yeah.
through my cyst.
Kyle, when I took that Not that we do illegal things or anything.
Edit.
I was like so fucked up until like 2 a.m. I kept getting like waves.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It was
Like,
fun.
how does it feel?
Like you'll kind
How
of
does
like
it
get
feel?
used to it, and then it'll like kick in again, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, we're on another ride!"
You hit that limitless pill.
Yeah, it does feel like that
A little bit, yeah.
I take
If the
measly
It's like I
Limitless
got
pill.
brain powers.
If the
Yeah.
limitless pill was real, what would you do day one? What are you not
What
able
does
to
that
do
mean?
now?
Like
it's
a
a
pill
Bradley
that
Cooper
would
wet
last
dream.
forever?
It's like,
I would invest in something so I can make money
Yeah.
really quick and then not have to work anymore.
who would you try to
So,
fuck if you had the limitless
The
pill?
limitless
on the
pill,
first
Emma,
day?
is, you know, that thing that people say where you only use 10% of your brain?
Oh, so a thing that lets you use your whole brain.
It unlocks 100% of your
What
brain.
if your
that
whole
sounds
brain
like
is still
torture.
stupid?
Yeah. You're just like, full
like-
Arkansas eyes. You're like, oh no! It's just a sort of like, oh no! That
Or it's
90%
just like-
was all rotten.
That 10% of my brain is like riddled with anxiety and depression, and then it unlocks,
It's
and I'm
just
like,
dumb.
oh,
Yeah.
no.
shit, piss,
That's
shit,
exactly
shit,
my
piss.
point. I would never want to do it because it's already hell in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it more intense.
Oh my God.
I mean, there is
God.
a chance that it would be like, oh, I can solve all the problems and now I'm not anxious, but I have a feeling it would be more like just me spinning around in a circle crying.
Is it too late to write a limitless sketch?
No, it's not. I was
No.
like, this is a perfect sketch of somebody
heard it
literally
here
like
first.
they
pissing out
make
of
a
their
movie?
eyes or something like that because they're so wound up. Yeah, they made a movie. It was,
I mean, that is basically what happened in the movie. Well,
Pissed out of his
no,
eyes?
but like he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
did he get?
I didn't see
He
it.
got
I
like
saw it.
sick. Yeah.
Not only have I seen it, I've watched half of the first season of the TV show because sometimes you just want something on in the background. You just
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
show it
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
And it's
But
a fun concept.
It's
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
I take
man.
Adderall.
Yeah.
We love it. Yeah.
I think I tried to learn how to
Sponsored by
do.
Adderall. That's awesome.
I do parkour. I would just be like climbing things for a bit.
Oh yeah, like you
yeah.
could just work out the calculations of like how hard.
I'd
yeah.
go free solo something. Oh,
hell yeah.
Would it make your body stronger?
I think in it does in the movie he can like not run faster like he's like Captain America or something like that, but he can like everything's slowed
sees
down.
the path.
Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
sees
Of
the
like,
map
I need to
and
jump on
everything.
this, and then I can jump on that. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A funny idea though, where it's like you see it, but your body's not limitless. It's like, oh! Let's write this sketch.
Yeah.
Because that's what would happen if I tried to do gymnastics or something.
Just long shot, cut to a long shot of you just tumbling off this
Yeah.
balcony, face first into the grass.
So, what movie did we watch this
What did we
week?
watch? Wait, is this anybody's choice?
No.
See, Nicole, prior to this, we've
was
been
not
kind of
my
like
choice.
everybody. Yeah, we've been sort of like choosing and being kind of like responsible for a movie. But now I think that's sort of like I
kind
think
of a
spoiler alert if
crowdsourced.
you're listening.
Yeah.
I think we're back to guests
We're
and
back to
we're
guests.
crowdsourcing these apps.
We love it.
We love
Yeah.
it.
But you know
Thanks
what?
for
We're going
having
to keep
love
you on
having
your
a
toes.
friend.
We might change our mind.
Yeah.
People
Well,
might,
I'm glad
people
to
might
sneak
cancel.
in here in the meantime.
All right, nobody's owning it, but we did watch the
Nobody's owning it.
2017 remake of the ABC classic It.
Yes.
Featuring a Skarsgård instead of a Curry and a bunch of super charming young
Super
actors.
charming.
My beautiful children.
So funny.
Finn.
They're great.
Wolfhard. A+ talent.
A+
What a name.
talent, and I also want to see a career from that little kid with the fanny pack.
Me
I think he's
too,
got the
little
goods.
Eddie.
Yeah, he's got the goods. The rest
All
of them,
the, yeah.
you know.
Eddie
Beverly-
was great.
Beverly's really good.
Beverly's
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 very
a
good.
little Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
She was good.
Beanpole, who's going to be bar mitzvah,
The Rabbus?
didn't get a
Rabbus?
lot. He
Not
didn't get a
as-
lot of
not as-
dimensionality.
He wasn't as
to him.
exciting.
Yeah, but still
But
very
it
funny.
wasn't his. I don't think it was his fault.
No.
No.
Yeah, just like Mike didn't really get anything.
No, Mike doesn't even get to join the gang until damn near
Yeah.
Act 3.
Mike
so.
gets more in chapter 2, right?
Oh, because he's the one who stays
Yeah.
and brings them all back.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he's like the
good.
historian who continues
Yeah, I was
to
like,
track
that's
it.
kind
I
of
think.
fucked up. Like
Yeah.
Mike has an more interesting background than half of these kids.
I mean, literally dead parents.
He's
who
like,
he saw
well, anyway, I
burn
watched
to
my
death.
parents die, and then like,
that never gets explained.
The rabbi's son is like, well, I'm
Yeah.
scared of a lady in a painting.
So I guess
I think
should
that's
do,
more relatable.
I
Oh,
should
yes.
do my recap,
Do a
which
recap.
I
I
will
can't
admit is going to be
Emma
a little
was not
limited.
watching.
Okay.
Because I actively chose not to watch
Okay,
most
full-
of this movie.
In fairness, we were like, it's
You
not that
guys
scary.
liked me.
But I didn't think
We
I was
did
lying.
not
I was like, no, it's
consciously
kind
lie.
of silly and fun. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, this is actually unlike most
Horrific.
horror movies. It doesn't let up. It's just like
It
bad
really-
thing,
it's
bad thing, bad thing, bad thing,
unrelenting,
bad thing,
yeah.
bad thing. And so apologies. That
It's
was
okay.
not an
It's okay.
intentional misdirection.
No, it wasn't. I really didn't
Definitely
think
not.
it was. Yeah.
So I did have to actively look away for 60 to 70% of the film. I was kind of listening. So
And it's a scary sounding movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
and everything's so gross.
yeah.
So
gross.
it starts. We're in Maine. It's a rainy day.
Classic.
And
It's a Maine
they actually. Well, I'll get to that later. So this little boy Georgie goes out with his paper boat that his
Georgie,
big
what a
brother
cute
made
name.
him to race it in the streets, like
Street
the
racing.
runoff in the streets
Like you do, street
from
boat.
Street boat.
from rain. And the boat goes into a gutter, which is like not a big deal. It's a paper boat, but Georgie's attached to it.
This is such a measured, even-keeled...
Because I really only have the first 10 minutes. So then this creepy clown is in the sewer and is like, "Oh, I'm your friend." He knows his name, and then he eats him with his weird monster mouth. And we see him... it's
They
just
did the
so gross.
monster mouth.
And so Georgie is missing, and then other kids keep going missing. So then Georgie's older brother and his friends like start to solve the mysteries because like they keep seeing scary things. Turns out there's this clown named Pennywise who's actually more of like a demon, and like he becomes your worst fears, and like there's like a pit in the sewer where all the kids he's killed like are floating, and grown-ups can't see him, which is weird. Grown-ups can't see him, and finally at the end they kind of kill him, and then they make a pact in a field that they'll come back in 10 years, and not 10 years, if he ever comes
7
back,
years,
and like get rid of him.
Good recap.
Yeah, that's it.
You
that's
did.
it.
You got
That's
it.
it.
Yeah. We're proud of you.
Barring like all the detail of trauma and scary shit.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a haunted house that's very scary.
Cliche haunted
A
house.
really cliche.
Yeah.
This is just to jump to the end of this because I don't exactly remember it from like the original movie adaptation. This is the problem with Stephen King, and then maybe any scary genre shit. Like at the end, it's just straight up like a weird alien.
Yeah.
It's like a weird alien spider. I'm like, boo, don't explain what it is. Just
Yeah.
have it be like, I don't know, bad vibes
Right.
manifested this
Bad
way.
vibes.
Did they explain that?
Thing of all.
In the TV movie, it's like
Yeah.
this like big spider.
It's a big spider that has
And
this
it's-
sort of thing that
Wait.
these like haunting lights inside of it that hypnotize
Did
people.
we see that
No.
in this?
Well,
You saw
at
the
one
little-
point he had like little
Yeah.
crab
pincers,
legs,
yeah.
that I think is just kind of like a shout out to the original
Yeah.
movie. But he was just like manifesting different fears. So.
right.
Because I recently read a Stephen King book that was basically about the chupacabra. So
Hell yeah.
he went to West Texas. It was tight. He abandoned
His home.
your native home.
Yeah.
But
And his.
it slapped. The whole book was great, like up until the end, when the chupacabra was basically just like an alien who like wants to feed on fear. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty lame.
don't do this. Just
Yeah.
like have it be like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sort of like there's no explanation.
He's so
it just
good at,
rose
like-
up out of the desert.
Yeah, like all of this stuff, like it always seems like metaphorical.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
just makes it so literal at the end. You're just
Yes.
like, wait, what?
That's his
Yeah.
big problem. Well, that's why The Shining is such a successful
so good.
adaptation of his
Yeah.
stuff that he hates.
Yes.
Yeah, he
because
doesn't
it's
like
this
it.
conflict of like Stanley Kubrick rightly was like,
Yeah.
no, we're cutting out all this explanation of why this is happening.
Yeah.
Isn't art subjective though?
Well, he really
Don't tell
wants
him that.
things to
Yeah.
be like neat and have like an explanation.
Yeah.
And
Which, yeah.
Because
and
he wrote half the
but
shit
it's
on cocaine.
scarier.
Yeah. I would imagine he hates X Files because he likes endings, like things that have like
Yeah.
an explanation and a clear ending.
Yeah.
So, this is off subject, but did y'all ever see Donnie Darko and then also the director's cut?
Yes.
It's
So-
been a while.
Donnie Darko, I loved, and then I watched the director's cut, and it was all over explained, and I hated it. And I was
fair
like, "This
enough.
is dumb bullshit."
Yeah.
So it's
mystery.
kind of like that.
So
Leave the
thank
mystery
God the
intact.
director didn't get their dang way.
Exactly. That's why some people need
Editors.
Yeah.
editors.
Yeah,
Everyone
like-
needs editors. That's
Everyone
why
needs an
I
editor.
don't like
It's
a
cool
lot of
that
David Lynch
studios are
stuff
into-
anymore because it's too
I know.
given free reign.
Canceled.
People need editors.
He's a genius, though.
Yeah.
But he
he?
is like not. He's like
He's a fucking crazy person.
exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
David Lynch is an objective genius.
I mean, I think he is a genius. He's made a lot of good stuff. I think when he is given free reign, it's too
I love
much.
Because he doesn't ever like over explain though.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't
ever
over-explain.
He doesn't explain.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I love him.
It's just a fucking acid trip.
yes.
Yeah, you got it.
You're right.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's either for you or it's not, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I get what you're saying, though. It's not like a traditional narrative.
I like
he
his-
doesn't have
I
an
like
editor
his
because
stuff
he.
that has restraints more.
Yeah, sure.
Like you
Straight
don't like
story.
Eraserhead.
No, I like Eraserhead. I would say
You like
Eraserhead
Blue Velvet? Didn't you say
has
Blue
a plot.
Velvet? Blue Velvet was
Blue
your fave.
Velvet is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you feel about Mulholland Drive?
I like Mulholland
No
Drive.
explanation though.
Yeah, but
Super.
that's like one of his ultimate puzzle box
Yeah,
movies.
But it does kind of have a story. Like there's
Yeah.
a mystery.
I mean, yes.
Not
Okay.
with an ending.
Totally.
It almost has
But,
like
like-
less of a story and more of like a mood or like a vibe.
I
I
love
guess
it.
I'm really
Yeah.
just complaining about the new season of Twin Peaks. I
yeah,
didn't like it.
that's really your. Yeah, that's the
That's what I did.
Well,
And-
I
no,
mean,
I
that's
also
the tea.
didn't like
He's
Inland
canceled.
Empire.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It was too long.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are my
What was
thoughts.
everybody's friend group like growing up?
Oh, mine
That's a
was.
great question.
How close did you
that
get to
is.
actually having a gang? And
I got pretty close.
Uh-huh.
Like
girl gang?
not girl gang. It was like co-ed.
Hell yeah.
Well, when I was younger, it was like because it was like I would just ride bikes around with the kids in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Me
Like,
too.
all different ages, like little brothers, like whatever, older sisters. We would all. And then when I got like more into like where I was actually like going to school and like making friends there, then
Yeah.
it was like mostly a girl gang, and we would just ride bikes around the fucking town.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I had a I co-ed as well.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Yeah. But it was definitely that sort of like sharp dividing line between like the ravaging effects of puberty because
Yeah.
I remember me and like this kid Jonathan Liu and this other kid named Jacob Morris. We were like all
Great
prepubescent.
names.
And we all had Eddie vibes, like little sinewy little
you were
boys.
Like, oh, we're gonna get in trouble.
And then I won't name any of the fairer sex, but who were like insanely well endowed. And we had I had a birthday party. We were all playing outside,
Uh-oh.
and then I went inside to get like I don't know, fucking Cheetos or something like that. And my sisters and my mom were like dying laughing because they're like, "Who are these people that are your friends? Are they all 20 years older than you guys?" Because they were just like they had bodies, and so it was always this thing where like, "But yeah, we're prepubescent, like it doesn't make any sense yet." So we're like still in that like,
Yeah.
but I was definitely hardcore Eddie. Yeah. Eddie
he's
for
my
life.
fave.
Yeah.
I love him.
Kyle, who was your crew?
So I had a group of friends that we hung out a lot. I never thought of as well. Okay, so when you say gang, that makes me think of this very, very specific memory I have from childhood where we were playing at school. This must have been like second or third grade, maybe. We were playing at school in the playground at school, and somebody like fell. One of our friends fell and like broke their arm or sprained their ankle or something. I don't know, something happened to them. And I remember us walking back to class, and I remember turning to another kid and saying, "Oh no, a member of the gang got hurt."
My gang.
And I remember
Everyone's
that
like,
kid,
"Kyle, stop trying to make the gang
Ouch,
happen."
my gang.
I remember that kid looking at me like, "Oh, you're a virgin." Like, I mean, not saying that, but like that look of just like,
how
"Oh,
old were
you're a
you?"
loser."
Because like that's something a mom would say.
Right, exactly. It's like a clunky
no,
phrase.
I think
It's
it's
not
cute.
cool.
I think that is
No,
cute.
now it's like it's cute.
It's
I was a
adorable
little
now,
kid.
but as a
member of the
12-year-old,
As another kid that was like,
Oh no, our gang.
I remember the look in this kid's eyes and being like, "Oh, I get what I am."
I'm a nerd.
Oh,
Cutting
wee.
so deep into me.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry,
baby.
that's dark.
Baby, it's
okay.
I didn't realize it was going to be that dark.
One
I thought it
time
was
travel back
funny.
and hug sweet Kyle.
Yeah.
That could be weird. I feel like a bunch of adults come out of a rift in time and start trying to hug little you. We'll make it the hurt stop. Emma, what was that gang, girl?
So I
Picture it. Handmade canoe, lake, in the woods.
I did. So childhood, I had like 3 different eras of friend groups.
Okay, Brad. This guy got fucking kicked out of his one and only gang.
I ate lunch in the
Because
bathroom in high
I
school.
had a traumatic kicking out situation, and I had to find new friends, and then I went to a private school. So it was
okay.
based on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
What was the private school gang?
it was just me and my other art friends.
Oh.
It was high school.
Art girls at a private school?
All of our
Sorry to objectify your gang.
all of our guy friends were like in jazz band.
Oh,
it was so
hell yeah. Were they all
funny.
wearing little berets?
I wasn't in jazz band.
They all had like cigarettes like in a metal case. And stuff like
Oh my God. We were not that cool. But so in elementary school, I did live in a pretty like safe, idyllic little neighborhood, and all the kids would just go out and play. So it was like your neighbors. Those
Yeah,
were your
that
friends.
was your
So
crew.
I'd like happened to live really close to 2 girls in my grade. So we were best friends. And then the neighbor boys too, and my sister too. Like we all just hung out. So like there was a ravine behind my house that would have a runoff in the spring, and we would do that paper boat shit. And then at the end of the ravine, there was like a giant cement. It wasn't the sewer, but like culvert.
Yeah.
And we would run through it to the beach because we lived next to the beach.
Yeah.
What?
That's some main shit right there.
I lived near a beach growing up. I think I've mentioned it before.
I think you have.
But
One
you did
time-
have to walk through a
so-
sewer to get to it.
But we would do we had wholesome
Same.
antics. Like we would go play in the ravine. One time we tried to go crab fishing, but we didn't know how to do that.
mean.
Did you ever find forest porn?
No, I
Is that
didn't.
only a thing? Because I definitely did.
I
No.
didn't.
You did?
Yeah.
I was thinking that while we were watching it. Like, I wonder if anyone here
What
found
is
forest
that?
porn.
It
Is
is
it
like
like
this weird thing that
porn
doesn't
that-
exist anymore because like you don't have to
You
like do
just
it
go
this
on the
way.
internet,
But
yeah.
it was literally like we were all hanging in like where a sort of ravine kind of terminated in some woods. It was like a weird dead zone inside of this neighborhood. And we're all hanging out in the trees, like like weird little like feral children. And somebody just in a knot in the tree pulled out a basketball that had been cut in half, and then it
A
curled in on
basketball,
itself,
damn.
and it had like a porno catalog for like
Yes.
a video distributor.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was just the covers of porno magazines,
Oh,
or
man.
pornos that you could buy, and then we all just like looked at it, and then you got that feeling where like I think I'm gonna like in my stomach like. Somehow both I need to throw up, but also another part of me needs to throw up.
My dick.
And then we all just sort of backed away from it, like put it back in its thing, and then like literally went in different directions. And I walked home, and then once I was out of sight, turned my ass right back
Yes.
around, went and got it, put it in
Hell
my
yeah,
pant
player.
leg.
You didn't run
And
into
then-
any of your other friends doing the exact same thing?
I guarantee you, I beat them to it. Those dummies walked too far.
Yeah.
and then and so it
Well,
that's
became.
so
I love that.
And then you went home and jerked off.
The
Cool
equivalent
story.
of that for me is like accidentally clicking on like the HBO like softcore and then being like, "Whoa, a boob!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't forest porn. It was
No.
like scrambled
It was
TV
just
porn
scrambled.
Yeah.
mostly.
Also a classic of the age.
Yeah,
We had HBO.
brag.
So if you watched
But you
it
had
late
to
enough,
walk through a tunnel of
Yeah.
Showtime to get to it.
Emma Holder crawled through 40 miles of shit.
But so what is like the most salacious thing that you remember seeing on it where you're like,
I mean, I don't really remember just because like I was already so scared of my mom seeing us watch MTV that like you always had a safety channel
Yeah,
programmed
on
into
the
the
reset.
TV.
On the reset.
So you could just
Yeah.
switch
Yep.
back to
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Easily.
So I don't
Oh.
really.
Oh,
Relatable.
memories.
So
Yeah.
relatable.
I don't really
Like,
remember
I'm
anything
nervous right now.
specific. I know.
What if my mom hears
Mommy,
this?
stop
mom
listening.
What if my mom hears this, finds my old TV, goes in, like hits the
Checks
button, it
your
still
reset
works.
channel.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do
God.
want to add, I definitely was also the Eddie. I was scared of everything.
We were
as
probably
a child.
a
still.
bunch of Eddies.
Yeah.
Eddie in
Yeah.
our own
Well,
way.
yeah. When I was younger, I was probably Eddie, but I grew into I was a little smart ass, and I remember a mom once called me an instigator, and I thought that to my mother. She was like, "Your child is an instigator."
Which is like
And
such
you
a
said
badge of
thank
honor.
you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah!" I didn't know they listened to anything I fucking said.
You were like cracking flint rocks
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
some kindling or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
goddamn ready. Stuff fires.
Did anyone here ever get busted with porn?
No,
No.
I wasn't a horny child.
I just the thing. Of
I didn't
that
use porn.
My dad would do this thing. My dad is not like, I don't need, whatever. I don't know what he was thinking because
I'm sorry to ask this
there were
question.
daughters and sons in the mix, and we all went through puberty. So like, Playboy knock, just like learn to
Yeah.
knock, right?
Yeah.
But he would just do this thing where he would just come
Oh
in.
no!
And so
My
I
mom
was,
would do that too.
I was probably like a half a dozen times caught in flagrante.
no, and he never.
But just to scrambled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is because then you just have to pretend to be asleep and
Right.
like you don't know what's going on. But then you just go, oh, what, huh? I'm so tired. Oh, what? How did I fall asleep? Very embarrassing. I would hate to be a parent.
I
worst.
can't imagine
Oh,
that
because
he
you
didn't.
just have these little
Well,
monsters
don't you think
jerking
he
off.
would learn to knock?
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, but like it was always a thing. It was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, my dad is not a pederast who's like trying to come in and watch
No,
it.
no.
But he just doesn't think about it.
Right.
He just is
Probably
like,
He doesn't think of
Oblivious.
his children in a way
Yeah.
that they're
no,
gonna
no,
be.
and he just
yeah.
always thinks he's welcome too. Like he's just like,
my
"Oh,
house.
It's my house. I paid for it.
I
Yeah.
made you, so
Yeah.
I never got caught in the act, but I did get multiple times caught like internet browser history like got called out for shit that I was like,
You gotta wipe that
my
shit.
God.
Oh,
I thought I did. That's the thing.
I'm having a
Wait, that
truly
Vine?
traumatic recollection. Okay, sorry.
you guys seen
What
that
is
Vine?
it?
No,
where
what's the Vine?
This little girl's watching like I think it's like gay porn on her like iPad, and like her older sister's like, "What is this?" And she's like, "Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom." It's so good. It's so
Oh,
funny.
man. Can we just change the podcast is now just us
It's
just talking
all
about
about-
vines.
Yes, I will do it.
Hour-long episodes,
Yeah.
30-second vines.
I remember I got like quasi. Well, okay, so I used to like before you know when you're like a little kid and you don't really know what it is, but you like are like, oh, I rub my something and
Yeah.
it feels kind of good. And I remember like I have a distinct memory like in preschool when I used to like rub my pelvis bone on like the cot or something.
Yeah.
And the teachers, I just remember them like fully being like,
Well, that is the weirdest thing about
Yeah.
like really young. It's not
Yeah.
really masturbation because it's not really sexual. It's
no,
just like,
it just feels good.
but then you're
yeah.
just like an adult who's like smoking a
Well,
cigarette,
my
watching
friend,
kids.
my friend has an early childhood development degree, and they tell you how to like handle that,
Yeah.
like to not shame people.
That's good, yeah.
And she was, and it's like, hey, I can see you're enjoying yourself, but maybe you just want to go in the bathroom and do that. Like they
Yeah.
basically send them to the bathroom. To
Yeah.
finish.
I've definitely had to deal with that as a teacher.
Wow.
And it's wild because you don't remember doing it, but
No.
like
Right.
it's real common.
But of course
Yeah.
you did. Yeah, of course
like
you did.
teaching preschool, they're like half of the kids have their hands in their pants the whole
Oh,
time.
totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
it feels fucking great.
And it's like I get it, but
We should all do it.
we can't do that in school.
Well, I have a photo of like when I was like maybe 8 or something like that, and I was like in a little soccer team, and it's just all these kids lined up, and then the front row, like all the boys are like on their knees, you know, like they're the front row or whatever, so they're supposed to be lower than everybody who's behind them. And there's one kid who just has his hand down in his pants, and he's like, and I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, in retrospect, I'm like,
Live your life,
live
player.
your truth, fam.
yeah, that's great.
yeah, kids
anyway.
have no sense that.
No shame.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I probably shouldn't own that now in retrospect because it's a photo of a kid pleasuring himself.
I mean, get it, kid. Do what feels good for you, player. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go. My ride's here. All right. Anyway, we watched a movie about
How
it.
deep are we into this and we're not
I
talking
mean,
about it?
speaking of
37 minutes.
pedophiles,
Comes
We
the
watched a
Pendulum's
movie.
class.
yeah,
There's so much
pedophiles.
So what I remember of this book and
Pedophilia.
this movie is that like he can't kill the parents, but he's like low key making them kind of bad or like
Yeah.
turn a blind eye, basically. Like
Yeah.
they're complicit because they grew up there or something like that.
Yeah,
so like they're
yeah.
somehow involved, but there's so much pedo shit in this.
Yeah.
Like, so much of it, or
Yeah.
just. Well, I guess just surrounding Bev. Nobody's.
It's the
more
dad.
I
scary
mean,
than
even
is.
it. Like, I don't know. It's like all like luring little like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of references.
Yeah.
it's just gross.
Yeah. But
What a surprise! The conversation about pedo shit just brought this fun podcast about reminiscing about childhood.
Yeah, we're all
brought to a
just like,
fucking screeching halt. We're like,
Remember jerking off as a kid?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's bad.
anyway,
pedo shit.
a chief among them though is the creepy
The
pharmacist, who's also the
yeah.
father of the mean girl.
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
Well, she's
He's the
sitting behind
father
counter.
of the girl.
in the fringe.
in the fringe jacket?
Yeah. She's sitting behind the counter, so I assume
Oh,
that's
yeah.
her dad.
who wrote Loser on
Yeah.
Eddie's?
Yeah. All these kids is hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard
All
out
their
there.
parents, like Eddie's mom, it's like kind of like insinuated that she has like Munchausen by proxy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because he's like has all these
given
allergies and all these
placebos.
placebos.
Yeah.
Which like who prescribed the like? How
Yeah,
is this
what
going
doctor
to-
is like,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
We'll just enable this for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it'll make you feel better.
I
yeah.
think
Late
that-
80s.
Yeah, like inhalers are real though, right? Because
Yeah.
that's like one of those
That's
things that's
albuterol,
one of
yeah.
those weird.
Supposedly.
Well, that's like one of those things that's like an old wives' tale, and I'm like, is that from the first It, where it's like, oh, it's just water, it's just in your head,
Wait,
and you use it.
in
As,
real inhalers?
I know, I sound stupid even positing this, but this is a thing where like
Yeah.
people are like, oh, they're not real. There's nothing in it. It's not
Are
medicine.
you asthmatic?
No, but
okay.
my point is, I'm
Steven's
just like.
not saying
No,
they're
he's
not
just
real.
saying people
No,
say
I'm
that.
just saying if you've tasted an inhaler, you know that shit's
Oh yeah, they
medicine.
taste really bad. My mom
Okay.
had asthma, and I remember I took a puff.
Well, this is. It used
They
to be
taste
fun to go like,
nasty.
and then kids would go like, and do
Yeah.
like smoke
Yeah.
rings.
Well, I think you can like refill. I don't know. Like I don't know. what you can do with like
refill
old
it with
ones.
like dish soap or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun part.
I did one time my friend sprayed her inhaler in my eyes.
What?
It was not on purpose, supposedly.
Sure.
But it stung a little.
Bingo, bango, definitive proof. That's medicine.
But
Wait, are you asthmatic?
What? Yeah. But I didn't develop my asthma till I was like 12 or 13, or didn't get diagnosed.
Do you have an inhaler?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Well, I only use it when I get sick. Like I get a cold, and then it triggers my asthma.
Got
so it's like
it.
twice a year that I'm like super asthmatic.
Got it.
There's nothing more cinematic than an inhaler, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I will admit, I kind of like. It's embarrassing, but sometimes I do love doing my inhaler in front of people because I'm like, you're like, look,
So
I'm
glamorous.
sick.
I have underdeveloped
can't
lungs.
breathe.
Yeah, my lungs are so tiny.
I have such skinny lungs.
They need air.
Oh, I need extra.
But I
special
actually-
medicine air.
I have one of the like tubes that you put it in. I can't remember what they're called right now. That they give to kids, a spacer, to make sure you actually get the inhalants right. Because I'm so like, I don't know if I'm really that bad at using it, or if just everyone should have a spacer.
We're deep
But
into
asthma
inhaler
talk?
talk.
Yeah.
I don't know
Wow.
what a spacer is.
Welcome
It's
to
just
the
like the
asthma
tube
hour.
you stick the inhaler in, and then it goes in between the inhaler and your mouth.
So you get the actual
So
medicine.
Got it.
you get the
Yeah.
the medicine better.
That feels like
got it,
it's something everyone should be using.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it
mean-
kind of just goes like,
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so. It's like the
Little
little,
shotgun
it's the
blast.
little nub on the end of a squirt bottle. You like real focus up the stream.
yeah.
It's like, hit it right into those lungs.
No,
Okay, fair enough.
it's more like a diffuser.
Let's get it right.
Okay.
It like makes all the air in the tube turn into asthma medicine air.
Turns
So
into
you can just
asthma.
breathe that in, and you don't have to get the timing perfectly with the
Got it.
inhaler just spraying the medicine into the back of your mouth.
Everybody got this?
Cleared
Home
up.
audience? You
Cleared
got
up.
everybody taking notes?
Asthma talk with Anna. We should have James on here. He also has asthma.
All right, let's get all our asthma kids.
bunch of dorks.
Let's fucking front page all of our asthmatic friends.
Yeah.
Making a list, motherfuckers.
What would it have turned into if you
Here
lived
we
in
go.
dairy for you?
Yeah.
Not and then no real shit, please.
Yeah, don't make it not fun
No,
for
yeah,
us.
like
yeah.
this is a comedy podcast, so let's
Yeah.
like keep it light.
A to C it. Think of that. You know.
I mean, it's hard to
A to
choose,
P.
honestly.
P stands for pedophile. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Come on, got ideas.
I think I would have had a similar fear to Finn's character, where it would have been just like me dead or like
Yeah.
missing or like something.
Missing,
Yeah, that
yeah.
missing poster is like that would have fucked me way up. Yeah,
I mean, I
I'm
was so
missing?
scared of everything.
It's hard to pick just
Maybe
one.
sharks, but also maybe just bad guys in general.
Uh-huh.
oh yeah, like an intruder.
Like I had a creepy murderer that was in a few dreams as a kid.
I thought you were going to say there was a murderer in your hometown.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh,
I
here we
mean,
go.
maybe,
Yes.
but I don't know.
He lived in an adjacent drainage tunnel.
I was also very scared of Harold from
Scary Stories
to Tell in the Dark.
You haven't seen the trailer for the
Oh, he's in the
movie.
trailer.
what?
I mean, I'm not going to see it.
Oh,
it looked
it
good.
looked good. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Y'all, I didn't even read that book. My sister would just aggressively
would
tell me
hate
stories
recite,
from it.
yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
She'd hate recap for you. Just
I
trying to
wouldn't
fuck you
ask
up.
for it. She'd just be like,
Wait, is that the one
Harold's
with
going
like
to
the
get
short
you.
stories?
Yeah.
Like,
And those like drippy pen
yeah.
and
Oh,
ink.
I
Ink,
loved that
yeah.
shit, and I also hated it. I was like,
So scary. So
It's
scary.
so scary.
yeah, reading
So
it and
scary.
then being like, well, no.
So I really can't choose. It's just a buffet of fears. But Jaws or Harold, maybe.
Yeah.
Mine would be any person dressed as like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus at the mall.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
like me going to visit Santa Claus at the mall, and then it would
That
turn
was
into
fucking
it.
scary.
Dude,
I remember I won a
hated that
prize as a kid in like an Easter egg hunt at the local clubhouse.
Hell
for,
yeah.
for chemical plant employees that my family had
This
access
sounds
to.
just like my hometown. Yeah.
And I found the most eggs, but the Easter Bunny was giving the prize away. So they're like, "Okay,
Oh.
come get your prize," and I was like, I'm not going up there."
Uh-huh.
And made a friend of mine who was a girl, which doesn't matter, but at the time did matter to me because of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
I made her go get the prize
I mean,
for
it is
me.
embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing.
It was humiliating.
Everybody was like a full clubhouse of people like looking at me like, that's the kid that won. Go get your prize. And I was like hugging my mom's leg like I want to go.
Oh, so you must have been little.
Yeah, I was little. Yeah.
I always wanted to go see Santa at the mall, and my mom was like, "That's bullshit. We're not going to pay money for that."
Yeah.
So it's weird because I probably would have been scared of it, but I never got to. So it was like something I really wanted.
No.
Mine, I know that we said don't get heavy. My mom almost died when I was a kid. It's elaborate story, backstory. Anyway, she didn't. She's still around. She didn't die.
Good.
But the night that she did almost die, like when I would lay in bed and when my parents would come home from work, like they'd pull up and you'd see like lights would kind of like go across the ceiling of the room. And that didn't happen the night she almost died. So then for like a long time I couldn't go to sleep unless I would like see them because I'm like, all right, everybody's home and safe.
That too.
So it's just like this sort of like weird thing of like just abandonment.
Oh
and then
yeah,
you're
I
just,
would
like,
call my
cast
mom.
off into the
I would call my mom.
Yeah.
Until like 20 times in a row until she answered.
Yes.
Like just pure anxiety. Yeah.
I was not left at home very often because of how anxious I was. Like, I think one time I did call the police because I thought I heard something in my house.
Emma. Never call the police.
Now,
You're putting yourself
911 is
in
not
more
a joke.
danger.
this was Falmouth, Maine. We didn't even have 911.
Whoa.
We had to call like
progressive.
781-4242 or whatever.
What? That's confusing.
I don't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, there was a like local phone number you called. And I think they talked me down and were like, it's probably okay. Because like there was nothing going on. And then I called my dad or my mom and one of them. Basically, I think they realized that I was like a huge liability to be home alone because I would call the cops.
Because you'd get out of
And,
your
like,
crate and like chew on the
Looking
couch or something like
back,
that.
like my dad often had drugs at the house. So like...
maybe not chill.
maybe the fact that I was calling the cops wasn't cool.
Oh yeah, he was probably like, that cannot happen.
I don't think they were like out anywhere where cops would find them.
Still, you never know.
like,
Well,
Snoopy
that's what
ass
cops do.
Yeah.
They find drugs.
They're like, well, we're in here. We might as well sneak.
My friend,
I was watching True
my friends
Detective the other
also
day, and they
like
just walk into some guy's house, and then they're like, "This place is kind of shitty," and I'm like, "Hey, that guy's not even home. You don't have a warrant. You don't get to tear down his decorating style."
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it, or I'm sorry. It's way more interesting to talk to you guys about your
what else about
childhood?
it?
We're talking about childhood. This is
more
about
childhood trauma.
I mean,
I don't know. We've gotten some feedback that maybe we're a little into our own narrative, but I think we're all interesting.
Yeah.
Who said that?
We'll talk about it off the pod.
Okay,
We'll talk about
because
it
I got
off the
told
pod.
by someone that it was their favorite part of our podcast.
You know what? Bring that person on the show. Tell that person to write reviews. Bring them on the show. They're now an honored guest.
That's what we want to do.
I agree with that person.
We're
I
tired
agree
of
too.
talking
The point
about
of a
movies.
podcast is like, you listen in for the host. You know?
Yes, Nicole gets
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
But-
Our
Welcome
number
back to the
2
podcast.
guest is now our number 1
Hell
guest.
yeah.
Sorry,
Tevis.
Dylan and Tevis,
Dylan.
you have to fight for the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about it.
Okay, Emma, tell us what we did to you because we did you dirty.
It was just, what's the point?
No, it's like a big metaphor.
What?
There was nothing.
It's about childhood fear.
I would have
and-
thought, like, just as a kind of like pitch of a counterpoint.
Okay.
That like this is again apologies because this is like fuck. There's like 32 scary set pieces in this. It's not just like 4 or 5 big ones. So. Sorry. But that said, it is an interesting exploration of childhood fear, and that's like
That's
what
fair.
you're all, not what you're all about, but that's like a big kind
part
of,
of
like,
where you
part of my brand.
on this podcast. On this podcast, it's your brand.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And I did find the kid stuff fun. I thought the kid actors were great.
So good.
They're so good.
They were charming. I just like,
Less scary stuff. You just
Yeah,
don't want to,
I just don't want the scary
You
parts.
wanted to watch. Well, let's talk about this.
I did wanna watch
wanna
Stand By
Stand
Me.
By Me.
Not
Emma,
a scary movie.
Not a horror movie.
Not Nicole. Who's signed you on here?
depends on what you think of fear.
Well, so we were like low key not joking about it being a fun thing to talk about because we wanted to have essentially this conversation, like the childhood conversation, the sort of like coming of age thing. And Kyle is like, wait, I thought this was a fucking bit. Fuck you two corny ass motherfuckers.
We were deciding what we were going to do. They were in our group chat, going back and forth, talking about Stand By Me, pumping each other up going, oh, yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah. And I'm at work and I'm not seeing these. And I check my phone. And
I was so excited for like an hour.
Like 100 messages. And I'm like reading through and I'm having a panic attack. Like, these motherfuckers, I can't let this happen. That's insane.
Yeah.
What about that pie eating? That's scary.
Yeah, that puke
Pie eating
scene.
contest. That's real
And
scary.
a leech on your penis? That's scary.
I've never actually seen it.
You never had dick
Oh
parasites?
my gosh. It's a good movie.
Well, Kyle also, Nicole, does not like coming of age stories.
But list any coming of age movie.
Why you gotta do this to me?
What's
What's the matter with you,
Lady Bird?
motherfucker?
I'm stirring this.
No,
pot.
he likes it.
I love Lady Bird.
okay.
I
He
love-
does like coming of age.
He
He
likes
does like
them.
coming of age.
He likes
I
them
do.
all.
I do like a lot of them.
He's just not interested in male-dominated narratives. Which
I love
he's
that.
dope.
Exactly.
He's dope.
Like that is honestly what
Yeah.
I was thinking of when I said that. Is I was just like, I don't want to watch the fucking Outsiders or Dead Poets Society or any of that fucking shit they made me read in fucking high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks. Catcher in the Rye. I don't give a shit about any of that stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lady Bird fucking kicks ass. It's one of my favorite movies.
Greta
of all
Gerwig,
time.
we stand, we
Awesome.
stand, we
It was
stand.
great.
Ah, cry.
It's great. This rules. This is a coming of age movie.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And I love an 80s gang of plucky kids solving
I
mysteries
do like that.
together.
If they had just solved some light mysteries and like done
Yeah.
some
If Pennywise
solve
had just,
mysteries.
if Pennywise had just
Light-
been an old
you
man
missed
with a
me
mask.
saying
Oh,
light
light.
mysteries.
Okay. I thought you were suggesting they didn't solve any
No,
It
of
is
the
like
mysteries.
it's
solved the
funny like
mystery.
how sinister a lot of it really is when like on the surface it's like kind of like a silly movie about like a clown, but then their
Yeah.
bully is like an actual fucking serial
An
killer.
actual
Her
psychopath.
dad is like molesting her. Like
And even when
Yeah.
Pennywise does crazy shit, it's all happening for the most part during the day, which to
Yeah.
me is like
Yeah.
even like kind of weirdly
That
more
breaks
predatory.
rules.
yeah,
It's like
all
no.
in the bright day.
Yeah.
And
That
he
kid-
can go anywhere. Like he can be anywhere.
Well,
the
that's the
psychopath
vulnerability
kid,
of children. You know?
Oh yeah, he can get
Of
you
just
wherever.
life.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you're home. You're not safe
Yeah.
at home either.
No.
In fact, you're probably more at risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, that kid, I do remember. Like, I think it's maybe less effective in the ABC movie. It's super effective this, and in the book, it's just terrifying. Which is like the bully. Because
Yeah.
he, like, particularly that sequence where they cut that kid, he starts to carve
He
his
was
name
like
into that kid's
way
belly.
more than a
Fully
regular
cut into
bully
that guy.
because you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you're gonna kill someone. Like this
Yeah.
is not like
Yeah.
normal. Give a kid a swirly type bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what
This
about
is
the
not okay.
fun bullying we did as kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happened.
We've talked about being bullied before, but what did you guys ever do that was being a bully?
I've told this, I think,
A word?
about Jennifer, the girl,
No, what's her
Jennifer
name? What's her
girl.
name and phone number? Last
the
name and
girl
phone
that
number?
my sister and I and our best friend kind of habitually bullied most of our childhood. But then I became friends with her
Cool. So,
and apologized.
So you bullied her into friendship.
I remember
No.
one time I had to sit inside for recess because I told this girl I hated her.
you fucking instigator.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, Itzel? Her name was Itzel. I was like, Itzel, I hate you. And I had to sit inside.
What? But that just seems like
Yeah. I was
Kids
like,
just say,
aren't I
like,
allowed?
kids
I say
Yeah.
that all the
shit.
time.
maybe like have the two of you talk about it.
Yeah.
and rather than.
But they just
You're
had
like,
me
"No, I
sit
really hate her."
inside. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, what a bitch.
One time this is the part I regret. Not that I did something mean, but that I was like someone else's pawn. A girl was mad at her best friend, and so she had me write the mean letter so she wouldn't recognize the handwriting. And I felt I didn't have
Did
a
she
stake.
tell you what to write?
Yeah,
or-
she
okay.
dictated it to me, but I didn't have a stake in it. Like I
did
barely
she
knew
say?
either of them. And so it was just like, why did I do that? Like
Right.
even as a third grader, I was like, you know what, Emma, you could do better. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to do that.
Yeah, it's just like that sort of like
I felt bad about it.
fear of being on the outside. So you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind
Yeah.
of go along
Well,
with
she
this.
was a
It's easier
popular
to
Yeah,
go
girl
along
that
with
asked me
it.
to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have two instances that I deeply, deeply regret.
Oh, I still think
Let's
about
get
shit.
into
I
it.
know.
I think about it all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah,
In middle school, this was in 8th grade. I got very. So this is like right after parents' divorce, and I got very goth.
I love.
So I was not hanging out with my regular gang anymore because they were all rich kids, which is a lot of reason why we didn't run around the neighborhood together because they all lived
lived
in
in
different
different,
neighborhoods and I was in
Yeah.
the poor neighborhood. So I honestly think that's why I have class consciousness because
Yeah.
of that.
Hell yeah.
But so I was like, fuck preps, full on like that.
Hell yeah,
I remember like
fuck
this is not a bully thing, but I remember like drawing a
preps.
pentagram on someone's like binder with a gel pen and writing like "fuck God" on it or something.
Kyle, no, stories about you being a bully, not being cool as fuck. Dude.
So one of the things I remember doing was my friend Chris, who was a not rich kid, like looking back on it, but like had more money than I did.
Yeah.
Left his binder and backpack and stuff like sitting on the sidewalk outside, and I hocked a loogie on his binder.
Yeah.
I spit on it.
You were mad.
We're in front of him or behind his
No,
back?
he was gone, and then he came back and he's like, "Who the fuck did this?" And I was like,
I don't know.
me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. We didn't fight or anything. He was just like, "Why would you do that?" Like that. I wish we would have fought.
Yeah, him being like, why would you?
Yeah, him
it's
being
like,
like,
that's
"What the fuck is wrong
worse.
with you?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was so much
That
worse,
sucks.
and he was so right. It was such a
Yeah.
sweet. I had no reason to be
Yeah.
mad at him. I was just like, "Oh, he's a prep."
I'm mad at my dad.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing, this was in high school, so even less excusable. But we were on a field trip. We were in a theater, the Julie Rogers Theater in Beaumont. Shout out Beaumont. We were there to see a stage version of The Fall of the House of Usher. This is just
you
color.
know.
It doesn't really matter.
Wait, are you trying to get us to bully you? Where's this story going?
But it was like a big, like it was a field trip with like a bunch of English classes from the same grade, and me and a friend, we're goofing off pre-show. The house is open, but the show hasn't started yet. And this girl at the end of the row wanted to pass a note to her boyfriend at the end of the row,
Bitch.
so they passed it down the line,
Bragging.
and
Yeah.
we
Let me see this.
Everybody has
Yeah,
to
we get
participate.
it. Yeah.
we opened it. Because we're like, we're not your fucking servants. We're gonna pass this.
Yeah.
So we opened
I'm
it
bored so far.
and graded it. We had a red pen.
How'd you
and
have a red
we-
pen?
And I don't remember.
They only
my
sell those
friend,
to teachers.
My
Yeah.
friend had a
What?
red pen for some reason, and we graded it for spelling and grammar and gave it a letter grade, and then we passed it back.
I don't think that's that
funny.
bad.
I
That's
think
pretty
that's
funny.
It's bad. It's not great.
It's not nice.
It's
I
not
guess.
nice,
I
but
mean,
it is
but she
funny.
wasn't
I
being nice.
do stand by the fact that it is a funny thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's not a nice thing to do for sure.
No, but like it's not nice for her to like rub her relationship in everyone.
She got what she
Yeah,
How
yeah.
dare
Dare
she
she.
deserved.
How
yeah.
dare she?
What's the scariest bit of this movie?
Oh God.
Scariest set piece. I mean, any of that shit happened in that house.
The house
house,
was
yeah.
terrible. The
That is
bathroom,
really-
The first time they go in the house.
the
for me.
bathroom part really grossed me
yeah.
out too.
Just blood
Just
and hair.
the
Wet
wet hair coming out of a drain and killing you,
Uh-huh.
or not killing you, but like, oh,
Trying to grab you. Trying to get you.
I think the scariest thing for me is the Georgie getting his arm bit off.
yeah, it's unexpected.
It's very unsettling because
It's-
Georgie's so
He's such a cute little
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
and then when he gets the arm, and it also like it plays on anybody who has seen the original. It plays on your familiarity with that.
Yeah.
So you're sort of expecting this kind of like
Yeah.
made for TV like whatever, and then
Yeah.
he bites the arm off, and,
then
then
you
you
see
see
it.
the kid like
Yeah.
one arm try to
Yeah.
crawl away
Army
from the
crawling
drain,
away,
and that's
bleeding out.
pretty fucking terrifying.
Pretty fucked up.
Seeing
Yeah.
a kid be murdered is intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie, I mean, it's kind of its whole
Yeah.
like bread and butter, but like way to not shy away from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really.
'Cause that's a
leaned into
little
it.
ass, cute ass kid.
Right,
Yeah.
Georgie.
I
Yeah.
wonder how they filmed that to like minimize his trauma.
Emma just fully yawned on Mike.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's
that wasn't
okay.
a
I get
boredom
it.
yawn.
I mean, it was probably like whatever, like greens. Not
Yeah, he's got a
like,
green sleeve, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Just crawl, it's fine, it's water."
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they told him.
I think
Yeah.
I'm like, how did they get him to do like? I guess just kids doing like weird monster faces, but when he would go like, like
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
evil Georgie, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah, that
Oh yeah,
kid's really
him
good.
turning into the scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think anything chasing you that's gonna leak or goop on you is the grossest part of. It's maybe not as scary, but it's definitely gross. So that guy with the vagina nose,
The leopard.
definitely.
Yeah.
You're on your
Oh.
Eddie bullshit for sure.
Yeah. Just the fact that at the end everybody is kind of vindicated and gets to do like a whack-a-mole with it, but then fucking Eddie gets puked all over with
Yeah.
like thick, ropey black
"No
vomit.
fucking
Not
way."
cool.
Yeah.
Straight up horror comedy spit take. And
Yeah.
I guess the kid,
Evil Dead shit.
the other kid gets face hugged a little bit, and he's
Yeah.
got like a sort of like ring of bite marks. But yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty bad news. All right, listen, we got to
terrifying.
rate this movie.
Are we already there?
Yeah.
Wow.
We talked about our precious childhood.
We've all seen it. We've all seen it. They know. Emma gave a recap. That's good.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
it.
talked about the movie.
There's nothing
There's
about
nothing
this
else to
that-
say about it.
Can we? Oh, one more thing. What do we think about the Skarsgård performance?
Oh yeah.
I don't love it.
You're not a fan of it.
I'm not a fan.
I think it.
What else would it be though?
I think it's sort of hard because the other one's like so iconic.
He's got some. I feel this time I did like it a little more because he does get that like guttural, creaturey kind of feel. So I think his best moments are at the end when they're whipping his ass.
Yeah.
And he's like beat up, and he's just like, I'm gonna. Yeah, and he's just like, you know.
My favorite thing is him in the gutter in the beginning when he's kind of like fun, and then he just goes to like totally dead, like no light in his eyes, no life in his face. I'm like, that's truly terrifying.
Yeah.
So that's pretty scary. That's
Yeah.
as close maybe for me as it comes to Curry madness.
Yeah.
It does feel like he's trying a little too hard.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It does feel a little
Yeah.
try hard.
I don't know how. It's such a cartoonish role. I don't know how you would do it in any other way. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I didn't see the original, so maybe that would make me like it less. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of his performance and also the cartoonishness of all of the stuff. There's so much CGI
They
in it.
CGI'd the rock fight.
Right.
Come on
It's just
now.
like none of it feels like it has
Come
any
on.
weight. Like when something's chasing after them, it's like this clearly isn't a real thing. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Oh, it worked for me.
Yeah.
I mean, anything like anytime anybody was like crawling or like backing up, and then that weird crazy camera thing works for me because it feels like just chaos. Like,
Yeah.
I like anytime I like his like weird like
his marionette, kinda,
his
like,
fucking dance moves,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when he's like doing the jig
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's like really like
And then he jumps
that is
out of it.
unsettling. Yeah.
And I like that contortionist thing when he like folds himself out of
Yeah.
the fridge.
That
His
was
like
cool.
broken body kind of coming back together.
Yeah.
He seemed more
Kyle's-
larger than life. Well, duh, because like the first one he was like clearly just makeup
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
But him coming out of the slideshow and being like
that was crazy.
20 feet tall
Yeah.
to me
See,
feels
that's
like
what I'm
I don't
talking
like
about.
that.
It's
I don't
like
like that.
it's like a fucking Godzilla movie. I'm like,
yeah.
this doesn't feel. Nothing about it feels.
He should
like,
still be like
Nothing about it is real. It's all
Right.
it's all just fantasy stuff. But like the Tim Curry one, and again, it's not a function of like that being a good movie. It's a bad movie. But the Tim Curry one, he's there. Like you
Yeah.
can feel when he comes out of the drain. They build like a practical effect where he's like. His head's just in the drain or whatever, and it looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. This stuff just feels it feels like I'm watching a cartoon.
Well, it's kind of like
Right,
he
yeah.
can almost be anything, and
Yeah.
he kind of can. But in this, it feels like not as like visceral or scary.
It's not as like
when he
impressive.
transforms,
Yeah.
you're not like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
As opposed to again the original where it's like when he does like big scary tooth mouth, you're like, holy fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's so like grounded.
Right.
Yeah, versus like his head was like fucking big as
Yeah.
shit. His like cheeks were all so it's not that surprising that he can unhinge his jaw.
Yeah.
Totally. Layer-based reality.
Yeah.
You know, blue doesn't
I'll
stand
agree
out
with
on
that.
blue.
Yeah, so we like Chicago improv more than we like we like grounded scene work. Okay, cool. Let's do our rating rates.
Let's do it.
Do you want to go first,
Sure.
Emma?
I did not like it. Thumbs down. I don't need to explain myself. And then I will give it.
This is a fun thing that we do together.
I will give it 5.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
5.
The most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's something comforting from this fucking movie?
Nothing.
5. Cut your own hairs.
Yeah.
5
5 haircuts. 5 self haircuts. There we go.
There you go.
I'll go next. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. This was like the book and the ABC movie were like so pivotal in like my development. It was like the kind of like framework for everything that I was afraid of growing up. Like
Yeah.
it just fucked me up.
It's that for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember like I would make friends watch it, and then we would like
Just be fucked
sleepovers,
up
and then
together?
we would just stay awake all night, coming up with like what if scenarios that were like just
What?
Pennywise related. And one was like I remember seeing it with Jonathan Liu. We're like laying in his bed
love
together.
these
We're like we can't go to sleep, and he had like a refrigerator box in his bedroom.
Oh, God.
And we're like, what if the flaps just opened one at a time and like a single red balloon came out? Like, what would you do? And it was always like run out of the room.
Yeah.
But then we're like also like
Piss
we're like
myself and die.
and then it was like, what if the blinds behind the bed slowly rose up, and Pennywise was there. But it would just like
And
you'd
you're like-
stay
Yeah, I
awake
remember-
until
yeah.
the sun came up because you just like
That's
had
terrifying.
fucked each other up.
What would you do? Would you kiss me?
I mean, we're gonna die. Do you really want to
would
go
you
out
give me a
without
kiss?
loving,
Would you give me
without
a kiss?
knowing true love? So yeah, I mean, I love it.
We love it.
We love it.
We love it.
And it's 5. It's a fucking 17 scares for me. Like this. This I watched by myself on my laptop, like in 17 parts, and I did my classic scrub, and I turned the music down and stuff like that. So it's like not as hard in the second viewing, but it just is something about this story, like is like
Yeah.
hardwired into me. So it just fucks me up. But in a way that I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, you're
Give me
like,
more.
Weird.
So it's
Yeah, that's horror, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's 2 thumbs up, and it's 5 5 tampons I stole because Daddy's not gonna get them for me. It's 5 stolen tampons.
5 stolen tampons. I give it a thumbs up. I liked it. It's a bit of a tepid thumbs up, but I do like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Steven's gone
falling.
stiff. Steven's hair's gone bone
Tepid
white.
thumbs up.
I mean, not tepid. It's just
Listen, qualify it with the rating. But
Own your
give it the
truth.
thumbs up, baby.
yeah. I give it.
Okay,
I give it the thumbs up. I give it the
yeah.
thumbs up. It's just missing, like I said, the cartooniness of it is like a lot. It's hard for me to get over that. But the fucking kids
They're
are
great.
so good.
They're so winning.
They're
Yeah.
so funny. The script's
Yeah.
really good. Like all of it's really solid. It looks good other than the cartooniness. Like it's well shot. But yeah. Anyway, scariness rating. Y'all are gonna think I'm bullshitting, but I'm fucking serious when I say this.
No, I know what you're going to say.
1 out of 5.
0.
I knew yours.
0.
1 out of 5.
I'm not scared of anything.
I'm not, no, because I will admit when I'm scared of shit, but
I know.
this did not touch me at all. But again, because there's just no weight to it.
To me, it's fun. To me, it's like a fun, scary, like a
Yeah.
haunted house. We're like, ooh,
Right.
get away,
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is a movie that I would show to like my 13-year-old.
yeah,
Your
totally.
mic has rejected that point of view, and it's fully dipped out.
Oh no! I hope that that was a brand new thing.
I think it was.
No, it just happened.
Okay,
You're
good,
fine.
good.
We got all your other bullshit takes.
Yeah, 1 out of 5. I'm sorry. That's just.
I
1
mean,
out of 5 what?
Well, Emma, I was buying time to think of my scale. Thank you for being a good scene partner and recognizing that.
Get to the point.
1 out of 5 New Kids on the Block tapes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, also, by the way, because I was like this age at this time, it was not cool.
That's what I thought. I was like,
I know.
Boys and girls alike were obsessed with New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in 3rd grade, everybody sat in like a big square, and everyone had these giant buttons that was like their favorite new kid. Every one of them, everybody had them. I had my Michelangelo one because I was a Ninja Turtle fan, not a New Kids fan.
Hell yeah.
But everybody, boys and girls alike. So bullshit.
Yeah.
bullshit.
So I call bullshit.
Real quick before we move on, I have to, saying New Kids on the Block reminds me, I have to shout out Ben. Excellent, just fantastic representation for chunky boys in film. I love that little sweet boy. That is the thing that like gives me my in on this movie. Or it's just like, that kid looks like I looked at that age.
Aw.
It's wild, and I fucking love it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
And
Yeah.
we stand
he's a
him and we
cool
root for
historian.
him.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
him more than Bill.
We
He's
like
the
him
smart
more
I
than
like
Bill,
them
yeah.
both. I don't think we have to choose.
No,
We
no,
have to-
no, no.
Bill's canceled.
Bill's canceled. Thin privilege on full
Thin
display.
privilege, rich kid
Yeah.
privilege. He just has his own wax to make
Yeah.
boats all day
Yeah.
long. Rich kid bullshit.
It's pitting stutterers against fat kids.
Yeah.
It's like which one is more
Stutterers who
debilitating?
lost their brother to murder.
All right.
I know, but he keeps bringing it
Yeah.
up.
I like the movie.
We all
I
lost
know,
our
but I'm just saying we
brothers
should
to
feel bad for
murder.
both of them.
Okay.
Emma hates the movie and likes Bill.
I'll give it I like it. I like it. I remember watching it in the theaters and having like a really freaking fun time
Yeah, it's
watching
fun.
it. Everyone was cheering when she like kicked her dad in the balls. Everyone was like, "Yeah!" It was great. It didn't scare me that much. I'll give it 2 out of 5. Two wisecracks to break the tension.
Two mom jokes.
Two mom jokes to break the tension.
There were some good jokes.
What was that?
I'll
He was
give it
like,
that.
beaver trapping.
beaver
time.
trapping.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
used to be a
Still
beaver
is.
trap. Still is, right, boys?
That's my favorite joke.
That is really
I
good.
mean,
all time.
unrequited high five.
Did you have
Yeah.
a friend who was like that kind of like horn
Me.
dog jokey growing up? Who was like such a kind of like yeah, like
No, because
Bah,
women
not
weren't
really.
allowed to have sexuality.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, on that note, okay.
All right, we're having fun.
Nicole, do you want to plug anything?
Do I? Oh,
When's the Say come out?
The Say, well, that will be, we're premiering a trailer
Ooh.
for it March 14th at Dream Shake Presents at the Fallout.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then the only other thing, Pendulum Class War starts when? I'm sure you guys have already plugged
Third
it.
Thursday of March.
Third Thursday of March.
21st, I want to say.
Catch Riot Society, Movie Riot moving to Saturday nights at 10 every Saturday.
Oh, I just got the comment. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what is happening? Oh,
Right, yeah.
Gotcha.
And then that's it, I guess.
You want anybody to follow you on any of them networks?
Oh, yeah, follow me on Twitter at Nicole Russell 91.
The
If
year
you
of
want-
your birth. So young.
I'm just a
Young
little baby.
legend.
Okay, no, listen, I made that before I knew what I was doing with Twitter. And maybe I'll change it one day, but I just like
No,
that
you
it's my
won't.
full name.
You
But
won't
everyone
change-
does need. Well, when being born in '91 doesn't make me like young
Yeah,
and
when
cool.
you're 45
I definitely will change that.
and you're still
Yeah.
Nicole Russell 91. Who's
Yeah.
this old woman?
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I was actually born in '99. I'm 20.
Love it.
Perfect. All right. Bye. Thanks,